Final thought right quick, Mr. B.
I would like to just make 3 quick observations, 2 of which will be statements. One is that the covenant has in fact already begun to manifest itself. It has, on this occasion, already reached out for the first steps of its mandate. The fact that we're all gathered on this platform and in this audience says that the covenant has begun. The fact that you have the diversity of thought and expression and passion that was brought here today says that the covenant has begun. It is indeed an important document. The 2 observations that I have is this. One of the greatest leaders in our nation is a man by the name of A. Philip Randolph. He was one of the great labor leaders in this country, and certainly the greatest black labor leader we ever had. His intelligence and his capacity for thinking was remarkable. And he once told a story. Oh no, he was once the center of a story told to me by a woman who was a mentor by the name of Eleanor Roosevelt. And while sitting at her home in Hyde Park, she had occasion to tell the story of Dr. Randolph when she said, Philip came to the White House one night. I invited him to meet my husband and to sit with him and tell him his thoughts on America and the plight of the Negro people. And at the dinner, President Roosevelt invited A. Philip Randolph to speak at length. And after speaking uninterruptedly for about 20, 30 minutes, at the conclusion, the room was quiet. Roosevelt reached for a box of cigars, passed them around. I don't think Eleanor took one. But he said to Dr. Randolph, A. Philip, he said, Philip, you have to understand that he was the head of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the railroad. He said to Philip, he said, I've heard everything you've said here tonight. I have missed nothing. And there's not one utterance you have made that I disagree with. I agree with all of it, including your charge that I sit as the executive of state with the capacity to do a lot of things just by the stroke of a pen. I accept that. It is true. And I will do that, but with one condition. And Philip says, well, what is it? He says, I want you, Philip, to go out and make me do it. I think that charge is what everyone sitting in this auditorium is the responsibility that lies in your hands. I've been to the Congress. I've listened to eloquent statements made by a truly remarkable group of leaders and thinkers. I've listened to them make eloquent arguments. Nothing was left out that you would not have said. It was all there. And still, they were rejected. And they were rejected because the leaders, those who sit in power, those who run committees, those who have the right to veto a bill, knew that they could do these things with no accountability because somehow we were silent. What we have got to do is to not just put people in the positions of responsibility to articulate our liberation and to put it into law, but to let them demonstrate to others that we are out here to make them do it. We have got to assume responsibilities. We can't just put people in office and leave them there and put a report card. We have to monitor every day and be responsible for what they do. The leaders cannot lead without the conscious presence of the followers. And last but not least, Minister Farrakhan is a man for whom I have much respect, and I am constantly being challenged by. We speak regularly. We have differences. We speak to those differences. We do not sweep them onto the carpet. We challenge each other. His eloquence of the scripture is not possessed by me, but I'm the possessor of my soul, and I know what I need to say. He is a part of us. He is not away from us. He is in our circle, and he should be heard. In his quote on Dr. King and the burning house story, yes, that happened. And when I asked Dr. King, in the face of your conclusion that we have integrated into a burning house, what would you have us do? And then he said, I would have us become firemen. He could have said, just let it burn. He could have said, it is a hopeless journey. But he went to a place that positioned us to ask a very important question, and it challenges our morality. Did you stand by and watch the house burn? Or did you make an effort to save the house, the soul, and all who are in it? And that is the choice I think we have to make. What Dr. King did, Tavis, he made us understand that we are the possessors of the moral flame. Black people and our suffering and the history we've been through has positioned us to be morally responsible for America's destiny. And if we sit by and do nothing about it, if we do not meet our moral responsibility and charge, then we have failed our faith, we failed our God, we failed our nation, and we failed our children. I will not let my granddaughter come into a world where I saw the house burning and did not try to save it for the right reasons. Farrakhan is my brother, and I embrace him. He brings me wisdom and passion and insight. He makes me think. And I like the relationship, and I will continue to nurture it. We will find each other somewhere on this journey in a way that is truly godlike. But I say to you, the audience, none of us matter really if there is no you. It is, we always say, the people, the people, the people. And it is true. You are the final arbiter. What you do or do not do makes the difference. And you cannot morally, politically, socially step away from your responsibility. If your children don't know, it is because you kept them in darkness. If your children are in prison, it's because you were unattended. If your children are in struggle, it is because you have not counseled them. You have not made them responsible and strong and let them go out and make us all do it. So I say to you, Tavis, thank you. Thank you for this occasion. It's meaningful. Now, all I say to you is, let's go out and make them do it.
Please, you didn't hear his last part, the mic went out. He said, all I'm suggesting now, all I'm saying now, is that we go out and make them do it. That's what he said. Please thank the one and the only Harry Belafonte. La-